The ocean covers 80% of our world, and humans have only explored 5% of the entire world's water. Considering that for centuries travel by water was our primary mode of transportation over long distances, it's reasonable to assume there are hundreds, maybe thousands of interesting things, treasures, and creatures that lie undiscovered in the vast expanse of the oceans. Several amazing discoveries have already been made. Here are some of the best. Number 1. F-4U Corsair. The submerged World War II plane ran out of fuel, and the quick-thinking pilot changed trajectory and landed in the ocean. According to the story, the pilot was able to free himself from the plane before it sank and survive the crash. Number 2. The Lost City of Heraklion. For 5 years, famed underwater archaeologist Frank Goddio embarked on an epic journey in search of the lost Egyptian city. When he was almost ready to give up, he stumbled upon the ruins by accident. The city was discovered in the year 2000, 7 kilometers, about 4.5 miles, off the Egyptian shore of Abu Qir Bay. Number 3. Cancun Underwater Museum. The warm Caribbean waters of Cancun, Mexico offer this unique attraction for divers where they can see over 50 lifelike sculptures. The museum was the idea of Jamie Gonzalez Canto that wanted to save the coral reefs by providing an alternative for divers. With the assistance of sculptor Jason DeCare Taylor, the museum was started in 2009 and was officially opened in November 2010. Number 4. Miss Zenobia. The Miss Zenobia was a Swedish-built 10,000-ton ferry that sank to the bottom of the ocean in Larnaca Bay in Cyprus in 1979 and rests there still today. The wreck is ranked as one of the top 10 recreational dive sites worldwide and attracts hundreds of divers every year. Number 5. The Underwater River. Skilled divers can access the underwater river, also known as the Cenote Angelita Cave. The trees and plants which appear to grow out of the river are actually just an optical illusion caused by a cloud of hydrogen sulfide interacting with the salt water. Number 6. USS Oriskany. This aircraft carrier that belonged to the US Navy was nicknamed Mighty O. It saw years of warfare through both the Korean and Vietnam Wars before finally being sunk. The Navy announced in 2004 that it would transfer the former aircraft to Florida, and it's now a part of the world's largest artificial coral reef. Surely a good home for the odd octopus. Number 7. Train Graveyard. In 1985, archaeologists discovered a train graveyard off the coast of New Jersey, with locomotives and train cars dating back to the 1850s. It's still a mystery how these 2 steam engines were sunk, and there's no historical record of them ever being built or being lost. Researchers believe they were transported by sea and either fell off the barge or were pushed off deliberately in order to prevent the ship from going down in rough seas. Number 8. Yonaguni Monument. Off the coast of Japan lies the Yonaguni Monument, a massive stone structure believed to be over 5,000 years old. It was discovered in 1987, while the director of the Yonaguni Cho Tourism Association was looking for a good place to observe sharks and noticed seabed formations resembling architectural structures. The formation has since become a popular attraction for divers and is still being explored by scientists that debate whether it's a natural formation or an artificial structure. Number 9. SS President Coolidge. The large ship was an American luxury ocean liner at first and eventually a troop ship. It was sunk by mines in Espiritu Santo, part of current-day Vanuatu. The ship has a sister ship that was called SS President Hoover and was lost when she ran in a typhoon in 1937. Now the luxury liner is enjoyed by the fish. Number 10. The Titanic. You know the story, so we won't bore you with details. The most high-profile shipwreck in history sank in April 1912 after hitting an iceberg and laid in the bottom of the ocean ever since. Explore it and you might find the heart of the ocean diamond. Not really. Number 11. Submerged City of Xicheng. In China's Quanzhou Lake at the foot of Wuxi Mountain lies an ancient city that's known by the name Xicheng, Lion City. It was built around 200 BC. The city is well preserved and lies in the depth of 85 to 131 feet. Divers discovered in the city some temples, memorial arches, and dragon carvings. The interesting thing is that the city was deliberately flooded by the Chinese government in 1959 to make way for a new hydroelectric power station. Number 12. SS Thistlegorm. The British merchant ship was sunk in World War II in the Red Sea and contains everything from vehicles and motorcycles to ammunition and other weaponry. Researchers found it in the 50s by using information they got from local fishermen. French explorer Jacques Cousteau raised from the wreck the captain's safe, a motorcycle, and the ship's bell. Number 13. Manganese balls. Taking a break from sunken treasures, these naturally occurring manganese balls have kept scientists stumped for decades. No one quite knows how or why they form, but they can be just millimeters wide to watermelon sized. Number 14. Irish silver. Researchers in Ireland discovered this huge 61-ton haul of World War II era silver off the coast nestled in a British cargo ship. An American treasure hunting firm named Odyssey found the treasure in 2013. Odyssey's president, Mark Gordon, said that this is the heaviest amount of precious cargo ever recovered from the deepest depth. Number 15. The Antikythera mechanism. Discovered in the early 1900s, the Antikythera mechanism is an ancient analog computer used to predict the movement of the moon and stars that dates back to somewhere between 100 and 205 BCE. Number 16. Apollo 11 rockets. Apollo 11 is the spaceflight that took the first 2 humans to the moon in 1969. After the launch, the 5 engines that powered it were dropped into the Atlantic Ocean and were lost. A private expedition financed by Amazon's founder, Jeff Bezos, discovered the rocket engines used to launch Apollo 11 using sonar technology in 2012. Number 17. Sweepstakes. This Canadian schooner from 1867 sunk in Big Tub Harbor in 1885. It was apparently damaged by a tugboat known as Jessie and suffered serious damage that was not repaired and caused her to sink a month later. It's only 10 feet underwater, so even novice divers can go searching its 100-year-old corridors. Number 18. The Ghost Fleet. During World War II, Chuuk Lagoon was to host Japan's Imperial Fleet in the South Pacific. In 1944, the naval base was destroyed through naval air attack. The consequences of the American attack made the lagoon the biggest graveyard of ships in the world. The lagoon was explored in 1969, and in 1971 came out a documentary about it and its ghostly remains. These shipwrecks are known as the Ghost Fleet of Chuuk Lagoon, and it attracts divers from around the world. Number 19. Blackbeard's Cannons. Nope, it's not Pirates of the Caribbean, or maybe it is. Edward Teach, also known as Blackbeard, sunk the Queen Anne's Revenge off the coast of North Carolina, along with the millions of pounds of treasures, artifacts, and this cannon weighing over 3,000 pounds. Number 20. Ancient Mediterranean Shipwreck. For thousands of years, a legend persisted of an ancient merchant vessel that sunk with jewels and pottery in the Mediterranean. Finally, in 2014, divers off the coast of Malta found the ancient Phoenician shipwreck with many of the old pots and golden treasures still intact.